exalt his name together. Come on, put those hands together, everybody. Hallelujah. Come on, with me. For he is worthy. Lord, for he is worthy to be praised. Magnify, for he is worthy. Oh, magnify, he is worthy. He is worthy to be praised. Blessed be the yes, hallelujah. Oh, magnify the Lord, for he is worthy to be praised. Oh, blessed be the rock, blessed be the rock, the rock of my salvation. Oh, blessed be the rock of my salvation. Come on, clap those hands, everybody. We're gonna celebrate the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords.
All right, hey, how's everybody doing? This is film audio video specialist Zap. That's right, film audio video specialist Zap. Now, you heard the music going in and out, and I got my hat on. Let me go. Oh. As my mama said, I need to see your face. All right. So, we're going to talk about the Osee deck. We're going to talk about Osee deck, and that is what I have broadcasting today. Quite a bit of people always ask me about equipment to use for broadcasting for church service and things like that. And I want to touch on the product that I am using that I'm going to show you. Now, okay, let's see. All right, so the product that I have to show you is called the Osee deck. The Osee deck. And that is you can go to their site and you can look at the products that they actually offer. The word is O-S-E-E, O-S-E-E, and that is the Osee deck. Okay. Hey, A-OK. Thanks for joining. I just want to do some little teaching this morning. All right. All right, so what you see in front of me is an Osee deck. Push this button. Now, I'm going to talk about the deck. I'm going to talk about how I have things hooked up. The light that you see in front, hopefully it's not blinding you. That is actually to help me, my face. So, yes. So let's get right to it. This is wonderful. I'm doing this because I want to make sure that I can answer a lot of questions that deals with gear, and and that's the only way I know how to do it, is to actually talk about it and present it to uh, everybody. So it's not just the OC deck; it is called the OC Stream Go Stream. The OC Go Stream deck. Uh, HDMI video switcher and live broadcast mixer all in one professional streaming solution. All right. Professional streaming solution. Okay. So let's look at it. I'll get you close up. So what we have here, we can see you have buttons in front. Input, you got your input, what you call program at the top, and then preview at the bottom. Program and preview. So anything that is on program is live. Anything that is on program is live. So if you're looking at the switcher now, you see that the AUX, the AUX, it says AUX, meaning auxiliary. The AUX is red, and the number one is green. Number one is in preview. Program is in auxiliary. I'm gonna change it. Now, my camera 2 is, my camera 2 is, which is on, is program. So that means that's what's out live. And my preview is on number 1. So if I switch to camera 1, that's the camera that I'm on. And my auxiliary is in my preview. Now, you can't see that. So let's do this. Voila. Boo. Now you can see me and you can see what I'm doing. So I'm using a super source, which is red. It says S/SRC. So I'm running, and the S stands for super and SRC stands for source. All right. So that right there will allow you to set up almost what is called picture in picture. I have a background, and I have my input. My window 1 is my input 1, and my window 2 is my auxiliary, which allow me to see what is going on. Okay, so when you look at it, is very simple. The price right now, they still advertising the price at $295 for the unit. I have used this unit for my streaming. Now, when I came on, there was a problem with the unit, and that was it was a connection problem. So you got to do a lot of testing, which I did do testing a whole 3 hours prior to coming on live to make sure everything was working. But as you can see, things happen. Now, I do not know if it was caused by a cable or it was caused by the actual connection. But what I can tell you is that everything was fine. I took it out of input 1 and put it in input 2. So I have to contact OC and see what is going on, because that means there is a weak connection inside of the machine. All right. Well, so as you can see in the screen, we have the source is, and I got my finger on it. The source is red, my camera is in preview. So whatever is in preview allow you to see it before it goes live. So if I hit auto, now you can see that my camera 1 is live. Now, if I want to go to my camera 2, let me go back. Now, my camera 2 is my side camera. It's my side camera. My input 3 is my camera that is in the back to the side. Okay, so and then I have 4 is actually being it is being my computer input, which is showing a downstream, and there you go. So when I put on the downscreen, you can see your watch what matter. So it has a crawler that is going across. Okay, watch what matters on Air Live TV, onairlivetv.com. Bam. So that's the crawler that's on the bottom. It says Coffee with Bishop Zach. This is not Coffee with Bishop Zach, but this is the crawler that's on there. Okay, that's what I have on my input 4. All right, now this switcher allows for a lot of inputs. Let's go to so we have 4 inputs. Okay, we have 4 inputs, and the inputs are HDMI. HDMI are the inputs that are on the back, and that's what my cameras and my computers are connected to. All right, so how will that work far as dealing with your ministry? Well, if your cameras have HDMI, and I'm running on PTZ cameras, that's what I have, you can connect with an HDMI input. Also, you can connect a webcam on the back. So there are options. So you have a total of 4 HDMI input. You have the multi-source, which you are actually seeing the multi-source. Audio mixer, okay, which is here. As you can see, mic 1, mic 2, input 1, input 2, input 3, input 4, auxiliary, and program. So I can, if I go to mic, and as you can see, it's blinking, and you see that it's on, I can turn it off. Check 1, 2. Oh, well, I am on the wrong one. Let's go to mic 2. So mic 2 is where my audio is plugged in. Sorry about that. Mic 2 is where my audio is plugged in. So if I hit mic 2 and I hit, I was saying check 1, 2, no audio. You did not see, or you did not hear what I was saying. And to let you know that it was off, it was black. Well, it was not lit. When it's lit, it is on. Another way for it to work, all right, so mic input is on, so it's taking my signal in, so that means music that I'm playing. So what I'm taking is my mixer. I have a Flow 8, and I'm taking the sound, the mixer, and bringing it into mic input two. So that's where my mic that you are hearing is coming through the Flow 8, and that is sending a signal over to the mixer. Now, how that is working is that I'm able to bring my mixer in. So in a church situation, you would take an output from your mixer and you will bring that in into your switcher, and that way your audio, you can monitor your audio on the switcher. Now, I do not have the multi-screen on, so you can actually see the multi-screen coming in. But on my multi-screen, I could do this though. I could show you. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to. I need to put some lotion on my hand. Before I do that, let's get some lotion. Gotta make sure my hands don't be ashy looking. Woo. All right, here we go. So what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take this camera. Now I'm using. Let me go to camera one. All right, I'm on camera one. So look, y'all. This here is my Apple phone that was purchased a long time ago, and I'm using it as a camera, which the software, the hardware runs also NDI. So this camera is connected because we on the same network. It allowed me to bring in NDI. Okay, NDI is a different a different system that is used for cameras and mixing and things like that to get things sent out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this. Oops. I'm going to take and that cable did not like that. Look, we're going to work on getting this stuff right. All right. Got that set up. Now I need to make adjustments to the camera. It got knocked out. Just bear with me. Y'all see. Let's see. Uh-oh. All my cameras went. All right. All right. Now, that is set. That is set. So, what I have is I have the camera set up on the screen. So I'm watching. I'm going to show you my multi-screen. So let's go to my auxiliary, and you're going to see multiple. But right now, this is my um, multi-screen that you'll see, and in that you see that I have my preview, and my preview is my second camera that I have over to the right of me. So let me switch that on. So this is my preview. So I'm on my second camera, which is here. My first camera is the camera that is not selected, but if I select it, that's my second camera. My third camera, I'm gonna switch to it so you can see that. That's at the back. Now I went back to my NDI camera, which is my auxiliary. So that's on my auxiliary. You can't see that. That is behind this camera that is on the screen. Okay. Excuse me. All right. Let's move this cable out the way. That helps out. All right. So behind this camera is actually my auxiliary and also my steel. So on my steel, uh, which is on steel one, as you can see, steel one, I just put it up. Okay. Go back to my motor source. So it has QR code set up. So now, what I want to do is go back to the mixer. Okay, what I want to do. So let's do that. Oh, also, while the multi-view is up, you can see that I can monitor. When it talked about having a mixer, here's the audio mixer. So it's showing each camera, if they had audio to it, would have the auxiliary. I'm not using the audio far as auxiliary. I can use the audio from this if I was to turn it on, make it live. So let's do that. And hopefully we don't get any feedback. And one, two.
1 2.
You can hear
The camera.
I'm going to turn off mic
mic 1. All right. So I turned off mic 1. You are actually monitoring the sound coming from this camera. Okay. So that's where the sound is coming from. So let's go back to mic 2, excuse me.
Turn that on.
Turn that on.
And the
And
auxiliary, turn it off. All right, now I'm back on the mixer. So what I did, I'm gonna show you again. We are monitoring the signal of the microphone. So this is the microphone that you're listening to right now. 1 2. This is the microphone. So if I want to turn this off, I would hit the button and it would go dark.
Now what you're doing, you're listening to the audio from the NDI camera, which is right here. Okay. And that's the auxiliary. You can see it's blinking. It is on. So you're hearing the audio. So I can go turn that off. Go back to my mic 2.
Make sure I have audio there. And I have it. And I'm back on my mic 2. All right. So you can monitor what audio is coming off the NDI, which is great. That's real good. All right, now so the switcher The switcher allows SD or SSD. So in front, there is the SD card slot. And what is on the SD card slot is it has my pictures, stills, and it has videos. So if I want to play a video, I have to go into the software. Well, I don't. I can go into the hardware here, hit menu, and then in the menu go through the setup and bring on the playlist. Okay, so my playlist for my playback is set up on, it could be considered input 5, but I'm not going to consider it input 5. That's a lot of handsomeness. Okay, so I have. Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you. So input 5, which is actually my playback setup, is where my NDI is coming in. So if I had to play any music, or I mean, it's not music, videos or anything like that, I cannot do it at the same time that I'm using the NDI as a source, a camera source. So there are ways to do a lot of things, okay? A lot of things. So, and I can explain how to even use NDI as a great tool when you need another camera. Okay, so take for instance that you are in service and you would like for a person to give you the point of view of where they're sitting. Well, you can have them to put the NDI HX on their camera, which is similar to what I have. And you go into the software and you have it downloaded onto your phone. So just like I have this phone here, okay? Then I will go to the App Store. All right. Well, it's not. Let's go to the App Store. So you go to your phone and go to the App Store. Must connect to. And when you go to the App Store, you're going to put in a search for NDI. And once you go download the NDI, then it's going to be on your phone. Okay. Now, you will open up the phone, and then you will select the NDI, and then it will become a camera. Once you do that, then you will go into the software or onto your switcher, and you select NDI, and then select your source. So my NDI is source is the iPhone. So I chose the iPhone, and now you can see me using the iPhone. Now, again, how does that work in church? Well, if you have a person sitting in the church pew and you want their point of view, well, they can use their phone and send you a signal, but they have to be on the same network. They have to be on the same network. Now, in churches and you're doing audio, anytime you are doing something, you should be on your own network and have an intranet, because you want to make sure that you can communicate with your cameras and there is no interference from others who use a network. So you have your own network set up, or you have it divided where you have the main source of, and then that person, if there's a volunteer, you take that person with that camera and allow them to go around the room and get you some shots. So now you're using this as an input to bring in roving scenes. So if someone is down preaching, you want to get a picture of, let's go this way. If you got a choir singing and you want to get the band, well, that person can take that phone and they can go on with a gimbal and they can go over there, and now you can go to that shot. So if I know that I have that set up, so all I have to do is now switch to that input, and that is what I did. I switched, and now you can see my auxiliary is red. It is live. My preview is on my super source. So when I go auto, now I can go use the auto button here, or I can use the T bar. I can use T bar, and now you see it switches. Now I can also do an effect. I ain't trying to show you all that, but I like doing it. Watch this. Let's do it this way. In my preview is my camera 2, and then I'm gonna go. Okay. So I got camera 2 and camera 1 set up. And I use what is called a ghost effect, as you can see. All right. All right. Just giving like 50% splitting, and then there you are. Okay. So now you have using the camera, which I'm putting that same phone back on as an input. Excuse me, as a video input. All right. Now that is that. So we're using the super source to give us pictures in pictures. So think about it. If you're in church, you have your picture in picture set up, then you have a camera on the preacher or lead singer, and then camera could be on the lead singer, and then the next can be set up on the choir. But here's the thing. With the super source, you have to go ahead and tell the super source what you want to do. You cannot select what you want it to do doing. Now, if I go into the software, all right, and right now you are watching myself on camera 1, and on camera 2, on the NDI camera input, which is the auxiliary, you have the switcher, which is the switcher right here. All right. You cannot see this, but window 2 is the switcher. Window 1 is myself. That's my input 1. So what I'm gonna go to window 1, and I'm doing this in the software. And I'm gonna change my source. And I'm gonna change that source from my input 1, and I'm gonna choose my input 2. Bam. Did y'all just see what happened? My camera 2 is showing, it's showing my camera 2, but I did it in the software. I switched in the software. Okay. Now, for me to do it in the hardware, I have to go through menu, and I have to go through the setup and everything in the hardware to do that. I don't want to do that. I got the software set up on my computer, and now I can just go in and make changes right on the fly, and to get that. So now I can have. Let me go back to my input 1, camera 1. All right, so that's window 1. So window 2, let's do this. Bam. Look at that. So it can be done on the fly. So let's say I want to have the lead singer and the choir, or I want the choir and the musicians right there underneath in the background. Let me go back to, all right. So now, so my background is a steel, which is my logo. So my background is my logo, and I changed the position of where I have everything placed in the super source. So right now, you're seeing me at the top, also the mixer at the top, and that's putting it at minus the Y position. Y. But if I want to change it and put it, let's say I want to go in the middle. That is the middle. That's halfway. That is the actual middle of the screen. All right, which is not bad. I could do that, okay, because it's still showing part of my logo, just saying film, audio, video specialist. Okay, so I can make adjustments. So if I don't want it at the top, I can move it to the bottom. Now I'm doing all this in the program. The software, I'm doing this in the control software. Now y'all can see how that is working. And I have my background is still my steel of my logo. Now I can crop, and as you can see in the crop, it puts my video 2 larger than my input, which still works, because if I was here, I centered myself. Now you still got a good look of me cropped, and you can see the mixer even better. So preview, program, button. Okay. It's right there. All right. Or I can crop. See, that was cropped out. I can zoom out. When I zoom out, that's taking me larger than the video. Okay. So it's just flip it took my input and brought it forward and moved the source of this window 2 smaller, which we don't want that because window 2 is the switcher. So we want to make sure we don't do that. Or we can crop up where we cover the whole screen. You don't see no background. That's crop. And let's crop zoom 1 to 2. There you go. All right. So, and let's see where we go. 2 to 1. Okay. So they have some settings. 2 to 1. Let's go back to 1 and 2. And we can do that. But we're gonna move the video up. Okay, keep adjusting. 2, 3, 4. All right. It's 1 to 2 covers up my words. I don't like that, but let's do this. Let's go this route. You know, you can just make things happen. All right, let's do that. Leave it in the middle. All right, so I'm going to make an adjustment to my camera. Center myself. And now, there you go. All right, so again, this switcher, is able to give you multiple sources, multiple inputs, and the use of the super source. All right. Look at USB camera. So, as a USB camera, I can take an input, and you know how you have the USB cameras you use for your computer. You can bring that in as a source. All right. But you can only do that. You can only set it as let's see, you can only do that as an auxiliary. So again, in your auxiliary, you have to say what you want to use as your main auxiliary. So you have to go into your I/O and go into your input, and for your source, your 5th source, which is they call it input 5, I can go player. Now I'm gonna choose player. Now don't get scared. The video is gone, but let's do this. Okay. So it could be a video playing, and you have it set up on the side. So if my see what I mean?
Sweet memories, passing by. Sweet memories, hang so high. On the clouds of my mind, still lie.
Same dot.
I think of you. Sweet memories, they're passing by. Sweet memories.
That is Pastor Barnes, y'all. Aaron Barnes. Sweet memories. I'm just showing you all how you can use the switcher. Thank you, Aaron. Did a wonderful job. Wonderful job. Okay, so that's my player. So that allowed me to play videos. So I can play videos as a part of the super source as an input. Okay, so if I go back now on the webcam, it's the same thing. I have to choose the webcam as a source to bring that into my mix. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my NDI as an input. There we go. I did that, and I'm trying to. I just want you all to see the what all you can do with just a basic setup, because it works for your church. If you have one camera, two cameras, think about it. You can bring in, with this setup, is 4 inputs, so you can bring in. Oh my goodness! I can really go crazy, y'all. I'm trying to see if I could have it right here. Okay, so I don't have it. But I'm gonna get it. Think about it. I'm gonna get it because I don't like saying that a software is able to do something and it's not, and I can't do it. All right, let's see. Okay. All right. So you can bring in that source. Now you have to use. You cannot use the USB. I think it's A as an input. You have to use USB-C. It have to be a USB-C input, okay, in order for it to work. So just letting you all know that. All right. So that gives you another thing. 2 USB-Cs. Now, one of the USB-Cs you could actually use as a recording device. So as a hard drive, so you can bring videos in, audio in, out, and record onto this program. So let me show you. Right here, it says record. So now I have it set up where I can record, and it is set up on there. Okay, so Ugh. All right. I forgot when I changed the um, input, it disconnect with the switcher. So I bought it back. All right. So now we have right at the top here, it says stop record. So right now it is not highlighted, but if I push that button, bam, we're recording. Now, I do not have the hard drive hooked up here, but I have it. It's recording on the card, y'all. It's recording on the card that is in front. I have space. I have 53 gigs of space available to record on. All right. So I'm looking at time wise, I can record 28 hours plus, 28 hours of video. All right. And even with the, and this is a 128 gigabyte card. So videos and stuff that I have on the card takes up space. So as you can see, bam, it's recording. So I'm gonna leave that recording. So it's red. If I want to stop the recording, I can stop the recording, but it doesn't have nothing to do with me streaming live. Did y'all hear what I said? It has nothing to do with me streaming live. That is still happening. I've been streaming, it's still streaming, but I'm recording, which is very important, the way you have a backup. How do I know? Because I did an event, and it was not, the outputs were buffering because of the signal, internet signal at the location that I was at. And I did not have a backup video, but I took the video that I had, I edited, and I got video from my sister. She was there, and she was recording, so I took her and I I edited everything together, and I had a great product. And that was so much thank you to my older sister, Gwen, because man, I was so blessed that she was there and she did her recording and was back up. I had the audio, and I just put it all together, went in, edit, redid the show, edit, and then launched it, put it out there for everybody, and that gave it a positive audio. So yeah, I'm just letting you all know it's a safety, but you got to have room. You have to have room because you have to go into the software, and in the software where it says record, you name what you want to call it, which you do that, and then that's what it's going to be saved as. Okay, so just let you know, guys. It's so much you can do with this. So the input, we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4 camera inputs. Also, think about it. We can bring in and those inputs is 4 camera inputs, and then on the 5th input is either an NDI, webcam, or use it as a playback. All right. So that can get your ministry up and going with a switcher like this. Think about the investment. The investment is $295. That's not including tax. Okay? $295. Now you go onto the website again. You go into the website and you can see all that this unit offers. Now, if you have a smaller a smaller device, and this is the middle. This is like almost the middle. Let me put it this way. This is almost the middle because they have so many options for you. Let's say you want one camera, then you can go with the Goldstream. You can go with the Goldstream M2. The Goldstream M2 is called the Goldstream M2 USB 3.0 HDMI capture card, and it allows you to run a 2.1 HDMI splitter. You switch, live stream, record. $130. It gives you 2 HDMI inputs, a multi-view out, and then your USB goes to your computer. Now, when you connect it to your computer, now you got to have a software, and one of the famous softwares that's out there that everybody should know about is OBS. Okay? You can then go and use OBS to send your stream out of Facebook or whatever, your page or whatever you want to do on there. So again, there are a lot of ways of doing getting your ministry up, or not just your ministry. If you want to do a YouTube podcast, there are things you can do with the equipment that I am showing you with Osee. Again, the website is Osee/TECH.com. Osee Tech, Osee-Tech.com. And you can see the products that's on there. Let me see. You said, would I post the link? What link are you talking about? What link are you talking about? Okay. So, let me see if I got a text. All right. So, I see what you're talking about now. I don't have it. Let's see. But I would do that. I do. All right. just, I think I have it. 46093. All right. Okay. So I see what you're talking about. I'm gonna have to set that up, and then I'll be able to do it the next time. We could definitely do that. Well, I've been on for a while, and hopefully, uh, what I've showed you has worked, can work for you. Um, if it's something that you want to talk more about, just DM me. You can DM me through the program that you're watching on, which is On Air Live TV. You can DM there. If you know who I am, you can text me. If you have my information, you can text me and send me that text to my phone, and I will get back in contact with you to see if I can help you along the way. We're going to do more of this. We are going to do more of this because it's important that we get the information out to do this, and yeah, it's very important. Okay, talk with you. I'm your host Zap. Peace out.